So everyone calls the Green Devil Face the most unfair trap in D&D history. Well, back in the day, Gary Gygax had already told all of us what it does. You just had to read it in the Dungeon Master's Guide. You guys, welcome back to another episode of the DM and Friends. I am DM Angelo. Gary wrote the manual and I run it. And today we're going to be talking about the Tomb of Horrors. So Tomb of Horrors wasn't built for your campaign. It was built for a grudge match. You know, in Origins 1, 1975, Gary Gygax had a bunch of veteran players in his own group who kind of started bragging about their characters, that they could handle anything that he threw at them. Well, so he built this dungeon, and he had a little bit of help too with this. He actually in the introduction of this module, he calls out a Mr. Alan Lucien, and he says, quoted, he says, "The author wishes to thank Mr. Alan Lucien, who was kind enough to submit some of the ideas for this dungeon." Well, you know, it sat around as a tournament dungeon for 3 years before TSR published it in 1978. You know, that gap matters. This wasn't designed as a product for a general audience. It was designed to, you know, beat two specific players at their own table. So the trap that everyone calls unfair. If you've read anything about this module online, or if you played it, you know about the Green Devil Face. This illustration right here. It was a mosaic at the end of a quarter, mouth wide open, and the module just dares you to climb inside of it. Well, I'm going to open up the module and I'm going to read under section 6 of this, and it says. The other fork of the path leads right up to a evil appearing devil face set in mosaic at the quarter's end. And it says, show your players the graphic number 6. The face has a huge O of a mouth. It is dead black. The whole area radiates evil and magic if detected for. The mouth opening is similar to a fixed sphere of annihilation, but it is about 3 feet in diameter. Plenty of room for those who wish to leap in and to be completely and forever destroyed. So, no save, no warning. Beyond what's already on the page. You know, that's the part that people, you know, call unfair, if you like. I've heard people say it. I don't think it's unfair, but you know, but look at the wording again. It says the mouth acts like a sphere of annihilation. That's not flavor text. That's the real item with you know, rules that Gary already wrote down. So let's talk about what a sphere of annihilation actually does, right? So I'm going to set down the module and I'm going to pick up my Dungeon Master Guide. I'm going to flip it over to page number 54. And yes, I am going to fold my Dungeon Master Guide right in half. Look at that. Look at that fold, guys. So on 154, right here, the sphere of annihilation, which is right here on this section, and I'm going to read it. It says, a sphere of annihilation is a globe of absolute blackness. A ball of nothingness 2 inches in diameter. A sphere is actually a hole to the continuity of the multiverse. A void. Any matter which comes in contact with the sphere is instantly sucked into the void. Gone. Utterly destroyed. Wishes and similar magics notwithstanding. So that's the golden rule that you know, this trap is built on. You know, no saving throw exists at all, you know, for the sphere of annihilation anywhere in the DMG. So there isn't a hidden save that the Green Devil Face is skipping, right? The trap isn't an ad hoc, unfair, you know, kill some DM improvised, right? It's citing an item with established mechanics that any table already had access to, right? I mean, if you have players that read the DMG, right? So I want to talk about what Gary talked about I want to talk about what Gary had said about this module and what it actually was. Well, here's the part that gets left out of the fairness argument entirely, right? We all know this is a brutal module, and there's been crybabies out there. Oh, it's a worse thing. Well, it was designed that way, right? Gary told you up front in his own notes exactly what you were walking into, and I'll read this. He says right in the beginning, he says this is a thinking person's module, and if your group is a hack and slay type of group, they will be unhappy. Not a lot of combat in this. It's a thinking module. Capital letters, right there in the DM notes. Before the first room, he wasn't hiding the design philosophy at all. He was warning you about it. So here's a couple little fun facts. And this module was pretty awesome because it had, this was one of the ones that had the inserts for all the different, like this mutated gargoyle. If you can see that, yep. There's you have the different colored spheres, all kinds of different traps that were put in here. The hallways were illustrated. Really cool stuff. That you can show your players. As they enter different rooms. And what I liked too is all of them were labeled with the room number on them too, so you could easily reference. But two quick ones. First, the green, fun fact. First, the green devil face isn't a one-time gotcha. A second nearly identical devil face shows up much deeper in the dungeon, in the pillared throne room. Most people who survive the first one never expect a second. So second, this isn't a niche cult, favorite. Dungeon Magazine's 30th anniversary poll in 2004 ranked it as the third greatest D&D adventure ever published out of 30. And I hope they said Village of Hommlet was number one, but in my opinion it is. But the module people that rage quit over on is also by community vote one of the best ones ever made. So kind of a fun fact there. So real lesson recap on this. So the real lesson here is pretty simple, and it's three things. I would just say that. First, this module wasn't built as a default old school design philosophy. It was built as a revenge on some overconfident players. Second, the trap that everyone calls unfair isn't improvised cruelty. It's built on a real magic item that's in the DMG with real rules for the table. Third, Gygax told you what you were signing up for in capital letters on the DM notes in the very beginning before the first room. The complaint is it's unfair was answered in the text the whole time, right at the beginning. He told you so. So, you guys, did your table ever make it past the mosaic statue, the green-faced devil that I've been showing you? This guy right here. Did you guys ever get past this? I've actually ran this for some people, and they never got past that end of that corridor. Usually every time I ran it, the module ended pretty quickly because everybody died in the very beginning or pretty early on. But you guys tell me in the comments how far you guys got. Or how many characters you lost trying to get through this. All right, you guys, I am DM Angelo. Keep gaming, you guys. Take care of each other. Go check out Tenkar's video. This is part of our collab between me and Eric Tenkar. And I will see you guys on the next video. Love you all. Bye-bye.